Okay, big day today. I got the Duane Eddy tremolo arm. Blacked out the screw, of course. It's obligatory. Strictly cosmetic versus the stock version. It's got the sharp angles on it versus the round edges. This one sits a little lower. Okay. But anyway, that guy's going on there. Alright, so we're going to do that, and then we're doing a string change, and we're going to be staining the fretboard. Big day today. Stay tuned. Okay, I got the Duane Eddy handle on there. Looks real good. Feels really nice. Yeah, smooth looking. Of course, yeah, blacked out the screw. Looks kind of cool. But yeah, we polished it up with some 5000 grit. It's not chrome like they say it is. It's polished aluminum, which kind of looks like chrome, but if you see that, you can kind of see the difference. It's between the polished aluminum. I mean, it looks good. It looks chrome-y, but it's not chrome. You can see the difference. The base is chrome. All you have to do is change out that screw. Where are we at there? Where are we at? You're in there somewhere. There you are. Okay, all you got to do is change out that screw and use the original, this piece. That piece right there. That can stay. All you have to do is change that out. Spring and everything else. Now, for a final trick, that's the last cosmetic thing, last trinket that Gretschin needs. That's it. Every other detail is taken care of. Right down to the jack plate. Put that in there. The knobs. Bridge. Pickup rings. Switch tip collar. All the way up to this, to those guys. And I think I just gave away the hint. This is an adventure from which we cannot return. Okay. We are going to stain the fretboard. The same stain we used on the red oak for the pedal board. Okay. Got some of that left. That's what we're going to use to apply it with. We got it all Frenched in there real nice. Okay, there's a little bump there I got to fix before I get started. Okay, but yeah, that's our tape job. And you can't see it too well because of the shadow, but yeah, it's flipped over the edge. I don't know if you can see that in there. All right, but anyway, right along. All right, and that's that. We'll get some paper towels under the edge there, and that's it. But as you can see, it's just so close to the body in color. And I kind of want it to go darker, so that it kind of, you know, goes invisible as it goes towards the headstock. You know, just a separate, just to kind of set it off just a hair. 1 or 2 coats, I'm thinking, is all it's going to take. Anyway, yeah, it's a pretty big deal. You can't really go wrong. It's going to be a little darker, and it wouldn't look bad darker no matter how dark it gets. But yeah, this will be it. After that, she's done. Stay tuned. Comes right off the inlays. It's still damp, but yeah, it doesn't stick to the inlays or the frets. So, I mean, you want to be careful. You don't want to be careless. Yeah, it comes right off there. We're good. Okay, this is about 10 minutes in to the first coat drying. We cleaned up the inlays with a paper towel. They cleaned up pretty nicely. We didn't clean up the frets yet because I don't want to take any of the stain off. Check that out. It's certainly darker. I mean, it's still wet, of course. It's still fresh. But what I like, and they're not even clean all the way yet, is how the inlays kind of jump out more at you now. You know? Kind of digging that. Which is kind of the object. You know? We kind of want the fretboard to kind of disappear. The inlays we want to pop. That dude we want to pop. Kind of invisible, but not flashy, but contemporary. Alright, kind of thing going on here. Alright, we want to kind of get near that dark. The makeover ebony. We want to get near that dark. You know, so that way we got the walnut there, the zebra nut there, the maple there. Top is maple on the guitar. And then the makeover ebony. A little contrast. So you can see where it's darker now. A little bit. It didn't used to be that dark. So yeah, this is headed in the right direction. Stay tuned. Just a quick walk around on this Duane Eddy while the stain is drying. Yeah, it looks really, really, really good. Feels really good, you know, in the hand. Oh, and people, clean your springs. I just cleaned this thing. Look at that, nice and shiny. Clean your springs. You got to clean those things. All right. But yeah, it looks great, top and bottom. I cleaned it with 5,000 grit and it polished right up. Like I said, they say it's chrome, but it's not. It's polished aluminum. So when you get it, it's going to be a bit tarnished, but you can shine them right up and make them look like chrome. Okay. For instance, can you see the difference there? There's a little slight difference. This is the original piece that's chrome. This is that. This is the polished aluminum. Like I say, you can polish that up and you can make it look like very much like chrome. Like I say. All right. But anyway, yeah. And we're about 20 minutes in on this dude. And we got it all evened out, looking good. Just letting her do her thing for now, buddy. Stay tuned. Okay, been about an hour for the first coat to soak in. Definitely woke up the grain a little bit. The darks are darker. The lights are darker, a little darker light. But I like it. I like it. There we go. There's a good look at it. All right, compare that to that. Not quite there yet. You can see it's still got to be darker. It's still like almost the same as the guitar right now. So, might take more than a couple of coats. We'll see. Okay, second coat. We really laid it on thick for this one. The second one, it got darker. It's misleading in this camera light. But yeah, we'll go over Smooth everything out. Spread everything out evenly. But yeah, we're going to soak this second coat and see how that does. Okay, we just got done working in the second coat. Noticeably darker now. We haven't cleaned the inlays off yet. Yeah, focus anytime. There we go. All right. We haven't cleaned the inlays off yet, but noticeably darker, even though it's still wet. The grain really likes it. The dark is dark. The lights are darker lights. And I really like this applicator. It doesn't drip. It doesn't do nothing. It applies everything evenly. You know, just real quick. La-di-da-di-da, la-di-da-di-da, la-di-da-di-da. And you just work your way right up that, dude. Like an artist. You gotta be like Picasso. And I just keep working it in, you know, about every 10 minutes. Just make sure it's all nice and even. And I go in line with the frets, so everything gets in the edges. And then bada boom. Big boom. Bada boom. It's, yeah. You see, it's getting close to that. It's getting very close to that. Still a shade lighter. It might take 3 coats. It might take 3 coats. That's pretty accurate right there to what I'm seeing. That's pretty accurate if this thing would ever focus. Anyway, we get a good look at the grain. That's kind of what I'm seeing right there. This fucking thing won't stay focused. Alright, but anyway, that's what we got going on. See, we're a little darker now. That's a good comparison to the 3. Right now it's in between, somewhere in between the guitar and the pickup rings. We want it almost the same. Stay tuned. Okay, still a second coat, worked it in real nice. This is about, I think, where we want to be. We're going to let it soak for a few hours. Come on. Focus. There we go. That's what we're looking at. I think that's a nice contrast. You got to remember, it's not even yet. We're still working it in. We did wipe off the inlays. Focus. There we go. I think this is about where we want to be. Even after. We wipe it off. It may still be dark enough. So this is after the second coat. We're going to let it sit a while. See how it goes. 1750. 17 October? Okay, my philosophy has always been when you're building something, walk away, then walk back up on it, and look at it with new eyes. Alright, so here we go. I am really liking that. As dark as it looks. It won't be that dark in the end, but I am liking that. Let's try this. Again, it's still wet. All right. We got a natural light. That's pretty stunning, to say the least. Alright, still second coat, just working it. Okay, we just removed the masking tape. There's a little bit of bleed, which is okay. It doesn't stick to the binding, doesn't stick to the frets, it doesn't stick to the inlays. Alright, that we're leaving on for now. But we're still going to work it in. But I think we're going with this. It won't be that dark, but once we remove all the excess, buff it in, I think that, look at that, that is freaking, oh, that is going to be sexy. Oh, yeah. How you doing? Okay, I gave it the first good wipe down. Yeah, I'm liking it. The grain pops out. Look at that. That looks fantastic. Look at that. Yeah, that'll look real nice when it soaks in. A little lighter than I expected, but we knew that. But overall, yeah, I'm real happy with that. Here's your contrast. Like I say, we could go darker. Well, it hasn't let it soak in yet, but I'm liking it. That grain is looking really, really slick. Again, you know, pictures don't do it justice. I gotta move really, really, really slow to keep it in focus. Come on, I know you wanna. There we go. Compared to what it was. Yeah, that's gonna be slick. It could be darker. It could be darker, but I'm liking it. Okay, this shows the grain pretty nice. Just gave her another quick buff. I used the second one to wipe off any excess and get up like alongside the frets. Okay, so the first one, that dude over there, I used to apply it. And then use the second one to wipe off the excess. Look at how that grain is just starting to pop now. I don't know why it's looking that good now. It wasn't looking that good a second ago. And any seepage, we knocked that off. Still got a little bit to knock off there. Okay, but we knocked that off with the microfiber and just ran it along the edge. And it cleaned both sides up real nicely there. All right. Okay. But overall, look at that. It does have that dark walnut kind of look to it. Look at that. That's what I'm shooting for. It could be a hair darker, but I'm okay with it. Look at it. It's almost like a zebra wood. And then boom. Look how that looks next to the body. That looks really good. Well, that's it, kids. I do believe Gretschin is done. I mean, every single detail, the cosmetic detail that can be done. I'm not going to mess with the pickups. I'm not going to mess with the electronics. But every detail. And it occurred to me that each detail, each trinket is a doctor that's been paid off. The jack plate, doctor paid off. The knobs, Doctor paid off. Tremolo arm, Doctor paid off. Bridge, Doctor paid off. Pickup rings, Doctor paid off. And the switch cover. I think that was just a gimme. Oh, and yeah, the strap buttons. Did them at the same time. Fretboard looks really good. Did them at the same time I did the tuner buttons. And that was another Doctor. Look at that. That's just killer. Yeah. But yeah, and the tuner buttons. Yep, another Doctor. Yeah, look at that. Just gorgeous. Just had the tuner on there and fresh strings. So everything. Yeah. Pretty mint. She's done. I can't think of any other detail that needs to be done. Everything is done. Done. Done, done. Done, done, done. Alright. Now, we'll let her sit overnight. We'll let the strings stretch out. And then we get into our new goodies tomorrow. Okay, like I said yesterday, whenever I'm working on something, I like to walk away and come back on it with fresh eyes. It's been 12 hours. We put her in her case last night. She's been sitting overnight. And this is our first look of the day. Okay, we can get you out of the way. The humidity packs. Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, she looks good. I like how the Duane Eddy fits in there just right. You don't have to flip it. It only goes down to about here. It doesn't flip over here like the stock ones, you know. But it sits low enough. You could just go like right there. It's fine. But hello. Now you can see some detail. And you can see, yeah, the fretboard's darker. See? Grain pops out a little bit. I like it. Fresh strings. Yeah, we're looking good. Let the games begin.